Hello again. Kaylin here, coming to you from the Southern California desert. This is week 3, lesson 3. I'm going to show you the signal flow of a channel strip. I will be using my analog mixer, the Behringer X1204 USB. The easiest way to start this lesson is to move from the top of the channel strip down. Each channel is a mono channel. 2 mono channels connected can be a stereo channel, but that is for another lesson. I will break this lesson into 4 sections: the microphone and line inputs, the equalizer, the aux sends, and the routing switch solo and channel fader. On this Behringer board and most boards, you have the microphone and line inputs. These are mono input channels. They have a balanced microphone input when using your XLR cable and also has a switchable plus 48-volt phantom power supply if you are using a condenser mic. The line in is also a balanced input. You are able to use either a TS 1/4 inch unbalanced or a TRS 1/4 inch cable balanced. As always, be sure to remember to have all of your volumes turned down before you plug in your mic or instrument into the input. Low-cut filter button. This filter is used to cut out low-frequency signals if needed. The gain, also known as the trim. This will raise or lower your input gain into the board. This is also one of the places that you want to make sure is turned all the way to the left on this board minus 10 dB, so no sound will pop your speakers when connecting and disconnecting your cables. Compressor. This lowers the range of the signal or increases the loudness. Turn to the left decreases the compression, which cuts the low peaks, and turn to the right, it increases the compression, which boosts the quiet sections. The equalizer. This is a 3-band equalizer, high, mid, and low. The high and low bands will increase and decrease all frequencies above or below the cutoff frequency. The high band cutoff is 12 kHz and the low band cutoff is 80 Hz. The mid band is a peak filter with a center frequency of 2.5 kHz. Aux sends. Aux sends signals to the bus. This bus then sends a signal to a monitor or external effects device. The return signal from the external effect can be sent back to the mixer through the aux returns. The aux sends are usually switched post-fader so that the effects volume will work with the channel fader to avoid an always-on situation with the effect. When setting up a monitor mix, the aux sends are switched to pre-fader so that they are independent of the channel fader. The aux 1 on this board can be switched to pre-fader for the monitor mix and is permanently switched pre-fader. When the pre-switch is pressed, it toggles between pre and post. The aux 2 on this board is also labeled FX to send the effect devices for the post-fader position. On this board, it is routed directly to the built-in effects processor. When using an external effects processor, the internal effects are muted. The routing switch solo and channel fader. The pan knob. This knob sets a position of the signal within a stereo image. When turned all the way to the left, the signal will be only heard in the left speaker. When turned all the way to the right, the signal will be only heard in the right speaker, and straight up the middle, equally heard through both speakers. Mute. The mute button removes the channel from the mix, thereby silencing the channel. The clip LED. The clip LED lights up red when the input signal is too high. Be sure to turn the gain down a little and get your levels closer to 0 dB. The solo button. Toggling this button will solo the track in the mix without affecting any of the output signal. The channel fader controls the signal's volume in the mix. This is best in the mix to be kept as close to unity 0 dB as possible within the mix. Conclusion. Once you know and understand the signal flow and what each section of the mixing board is and what it does, you will be able to understand all of the channels. My goal with this lesson is when you see a mixing board with many channels that you are no longer mystified or overwhelmed now, and that you are armed with the knowledge to help you find your way around any mixing board. Thank you for watching yet another of my lessons, and I want to thank you in advance for any feedback you can give me to help me improve. It is always greatly appreciated. And until next week, bye-bye.